Oh, yeah?
It was so.
I went to that Scream, that Midsummer Scream.
Oh, did you? That one's nice. That one's
I
good.
got
I've been to that
some
one.
great dresses.
Yeah. This one,
What are you talking about, Amy?
I
We're talking about,
went to a, like an art show, but it was like all like, it's like a dark event.
Where?
In Garden Grove.
Oh, in Garden.
Yeah. And,
Too far for me.
so, it was
This one?
hot. So it started at noon. 1 o'clock, we got there about 1, the line was still around the building to get in.
Wow.
You got in there, the booths were just warm. I mean, you just couldn't even get in them. But there was like a couple things I knew I wanted to get from artists that I follow, so I got to their booth right away, got what I needed.
Not face
And
down.
it's okay.
those are only best clothing around home.
It's really true.
The doctor gave me a prescription.
But have you heard of this Love Beauty Stitches? They do the Halloween, the bags, the pumpkin bags, they're not that are pumpkin bags. You should check
But
this
then I
out.
would've been able to
It's
try
called Love
it, see
Beauty
and try it.
Stitches.
And
And they're, it's like this guy and his mom that do it. But it's,
I like the clothing. The clothing
yes,
is yours.
but those pumpkin bags, people are crazy with that. So they have a lottery system. You go and you get a ticket, and then they call the numbers, and you have to go wait in line to get your bag. The line is like that the whole time from 12 to 7.
And you know who was,
Wow.
you
They
know,
sell like
Yeah.
$30,000
I
of
have,
bags.
I have
And
a
they're
thing I was
7,000.
in wait for.
and you know who was, who was one of the hosts there was Riley.
Oh, yeah.
She wasn't in dress, she
Oh,
was
she
in
wasn't?
costume, no.
I saw her when we did Not Scary Con 2 years. She did it on in that little stage room. So much fun. I wish she was there, but she's not.
I think I'm gonna go this year.
We're taking the kids to the Not Scary one. They wanna go? I'm like, okay, you sure?
Is the,
Fine.
doctor coming today?
There should be,
Who's
yeah.
hungry?
There should be.
No, my husband, dinner for my husband.
Oh, you may.
I don't know what they're bringing, but I did speak to her yesterday, so.
I didn't, this way I don't cook.
Okay,
Start with one arm.
Dottie, I will give you that since August. But before that, you used to take home food.
Well, of course, I always took it home for him to eat, which is.
Yeah.
So the excuse now is I can't cook. What was the excuse before?
I don't wanna cook.
Well, I never went home and cooked, so
She's gonna milk that arm and
I
shoulder
would-
as long as she
Yeah,
can.
my girlfriend said, no, Liz, no.
I don't cook, so.
It's getting, I mean, I can actually.
Yay.
Oh, good.
You know what your best thing, you know what the best thing to do is put your hand up against the wall.
And that's part of my physical therapy, I have
Oh,
that
wow.
today. And you climb up the wall,
Uh-huh.
Oh, with your hand?
it hurts, yeah.
Bad.
He had Dan had a shingles shot, and he's had a reaction, so he wasn't sure. Don't worry about it.
I was supposed to be here because he mentioned to me the other day when, they went to the anniversary tour, Wabi Sabi, that he'd seen him today, so he was planning to be here.
Well, he's got 5 minutes.
And it's still too early for Joy, but, you know. Oh, I knew that before I started.
He's always everywhere. He used to sit in
always
the
all
audience,
over the place.
remember?
I lurk in the corner.
Yeah. She's usually here right about 3:30.
3:35. To be exact.
Actually, her average is 3:20.
I just want to tell the people in the audience, when we start, please turn off your phones completely. You too. You hear me, Missy?
I do, I always do. Otherwise, you'd be ringing every 5 minutes.
I know.
The one I got texted this morning about it.
Oh, you did too?
I
Oh,
did
yeah.
too, yeah.
We all did.
Y'all all got texted?
What? What? Phone?
I got an email.
About what?
Oh, what are you texting, what are you talking? Did you get the email from Terry over at the, asking anybody
Oh,
on the
yeah,
boards?
No, you're talking about, someone texted me about the VillageFest stuff.
Correct.
Yes, and they texted, oh, it was you, Daryl, it's probably you, Daryl, not the other Daryl.
Right.
Oh, I didn't know which Daryl was.
I got a text, probably because I was possibly the last person
That called me.
or texted on.
Yeah, that's probably why.
And what about an email?
I got an email from city clerk's office, I guess it was sent out to everybody on the board. Yeah, something about,
No. About
Volunteering.
volunteering for taking tolls at the restaurants about plastic goods.
yeah.
think the city has far too much time on their hands if they have to worry about straws in a
You know, I
restaurant.
kept calling it on Friday, Thursday, people went in.
That's so ridiculous. They're like
Well, the funny part
when
was,
it comes to people in
I
their restaurants. How
stopped, which I
ridiculous.
normally don't do, but I had to go to Albertsons and I had a coupon for Starbucks,
Okay.
which is not my thing. I
We're
thought, I'll
about
just get my
getting
tea
food to the
here.
homeless
Yeah.
and worrying
use my
about
coupon up
free
before it
straws in
expires.
restaurants.
So I'm literally standing in front of
I
Starbucks
do.
and getting a
Trust
message
me,
from
I do.
someone at Starbucks about the phone. I'm like,
I do.
Well, you know what, I don't think I had turned it on yet either, because you were calling it, it kept going straight to, we go to that place I told you, and then I said, well, I don't know, I waited to Starbucks, and nothing's been turned in. And I said, no,
She
we
loves it, and all the pigeons love it.
When
That's why
did
she
you get your message today?
feed a bunch of
this
pigeons.
morning at probably 8 o'clock, give or take a few minutes.
I mean, I left it there on Thursday.
Yeah.
But we did go in, I went to look for it.
And I called
For atonement.
what I thought was you and got Joy. He said, yeah,
Hi,
we
I'm
already
at
know.
VillageFest. We're gonna get ready to start.
Oh, Jasmine.
Jasmine, sorry.
Living good?
Joy must be slandering my name.
Yeah.
Is Jasmine coming?
Yeah,
Yeah, can you hear me?
yeah, so just wanted to get to that.
Okay.
Speak of the
Yeah.
devil. He said her name 3 times.
But, you know,
Yes.
I wouldn't have been sad.
Yes, I have to be on radio at 8:30 tomorrow morning.
Oh.
No
The
time
one before
show.
this, I had a flip phone. Terrible. So now I have.
Okay, I'll meet you there at 11. Bye.
Almost an issue radio, but you didn't like you need that.
I know. Enough stuff to juggle every time. That's why I left it. I left my credit card too, but I want it from, no one charged on it.
Oh, good.
I have it. Oh, yeah,
How bad?
I usually stick it in my lanyard and put it in my pocket.
There she is. Hi,
Dottie.
Jasmine.
How's it going?
And there's Dottie. When I wear my dress like that, everybody calls me Dottie.
Oh, I was like, why do you call her Dottie? I was confused. Thanks for explaining.
Sometimes you just smile and do
Yes,
it.
I do. That's what I did. Sure, I totally get it.
When it gets in the office, I
Looks
smile
like
and
it's gonna
agree.
be a
Go,
fast
yes,
meeting.
dear.
Yeah, really.
Oh, it was on. We'll be back.
We've got 2.
Yeah, I know.
It's not Jewish holiday today, I forgot.
Oh, tell me more.
No, it's atonement. They go in the synagogue and confess their sins. And they'll be in there till tomorrow.
That's gonna be there all day.
I would say, most of my friends need to have left, gone right after Rosh Hashanah. And will atone, and atone.
It's like a Catholic going in your confessional. and
Oh,
getting-
God. God, did I hate that. That's why I became a Christian. I think
She said that
didn't like all that stuff.
reactions were shocked.
I love the fact that somebody not too long ago said, well, they grew up in a Catholic
But there's
school,
other
and I
people.
laughed, I said, yeah, sure, there's a lot of people I know.
Moving one.
Are you on the food court?
No. I'm the one with the tin badge inspecting booths and the art thing.
Where am I? I forgot.
You and I are
Probably
doing art,
down
when we
in
get the
our-
art flyer, we're gonna divide the fair site in,
Food court is not.
we're not doing it for Halloween.
I think so.
No.
Julie, you're on that one for the food court, right?
Yeah.
And who else?
I don't know whether it's
I think-
Dan.
I thought Dan.
Daniel?
Yeah, resend that flyer and then we'll figure out how to get it printed and then,
Yeah, I can print it, I can print it, same as you, just look at it if you wanted to make any adjustments.
Oh,
We've been
got
using the
it.
same one for quite a few
got
years.
it.
3:30.
Cause there's two artists in particular that would probably benefit them
Yeah,
if they submitted something
Right.
that are on the fair site. They're both doing mid-century. One's the guy that does all the fair prints and the other one,
this is the one that does the, is a really cool wooden frame. He's down over by, Pizza, over down.
Okay. Welcome, everybody, and to our Village Fest board meeting. My name is Dottie Watson. I'm the chair. So I call to order our meeting today on October 8th, 2019 at 3:30. Okay, road call.
Okay.
Road call.
We have Chair Watson,
Here.
Vice Chair Campbell,
Here.
Board Member Celia Garton,
Board Member Flick.
Here.
Board Member Daniel is absent. Board Member Montanti.
Here.
Board Member Baum is currently absent, and Main Street Joy Meredith is currently absent.
Okay. All right, the next thing we can do is public comments. Anybody in the audience that has anything positive or negative to say about Village Fest or the board, you can come up and spend 3 minutes doing so. Good, nobody. Okay. Anybody board comments? Nobody? Okay. Correspondence? Do we have correspondence?
We have none.
None. Okay, consent calendar. The following routine matters may be acted upon by one motion. Individual items may be removed from the consent calendar by the members of the Village Fest Board for separate discussion and/or vote. And everybody was here the last meeting, so I need a,
I move we accept the consent calendar.
I'll second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, carries. Okay. Well, a minute. Boy, this is fast. We'll be out of here soon. What's the matter?
Ixnay on the jinxay.
Okay, legislation action. This is where the people that want to be on the street fair will come up. First one, I don't think they're here.
Put it on a stick.
The food is not here, okay.
Dottie, no food for you tonight.
I know.
Yesterday, so.
Tom will have to go hungry.
Oh, my God, the poor guy.
Drive-through.
Gonna starve tonight.
All right, the next one is Peace Dog, Beth Wright, Arts and Crafts. Hi,
Hi.
how are you, Beth?
Good, how are you?
All right,
Cool. I'm not sweaty at all.
you know what, take a minute to take your things and put it out for us to
Okay.
see, and then you can tell us about yourself. Oh, wow.
I did not bring a sewing machine.
No, that's all right. You don't need, you don't need that.
But I did bring dog collars and hats and buttons.
Okay, oh, here comes Dan. Okay.
Hey, Dan, how's it going?
Okay, go ahead.
I am Peace Dog, as you know.
Uh-huh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, take it off.
Who?
You know
who
what,
wants
take
this
it off
louder?
so you can hold it.
It's being recorded, that's why.
You're on TV. I hate to tell you, but you're on TV. So smile.
Great, well, I apologize for my accent. I've tried lowering my voice over the years, but I
Hold it
think
close to you though, Beth, because it's, you know,
it didn't
tricky.
work.
There you
Oh,
go.
Okay, oh, boy. Hello, hello,
Okay,
hello.
tell us about yourself.
I have been in the pet industry for about 15, 16 years. I owned a pet boutique in Denver, Colorado before the building sold and got demolished in a really cool area of town. And now I make a living making pet products and accessories for people as well, just adding different products as I go along. I mostly do wholesale work with other pet boutiques. I do a lot of custom work. This is my own design of the California state flag. The Be Kind logo is from Tucson, Arizona.
Just take one of those off and you can pass it around because we like to kind of look at everything. If you can just take one off. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I brought one of every size that I do.
Just one's fine.
Over here. Thank you, Beth.
We're all big dogs.
Yeah, no, we're not.
Oh, well,
Take the skull off too and pass it around. It'll just amuse people. If you, yeah, perfect.
this is what's called a traffic lead for big dogs.
Never forget Chihuahua.
It outweighs your chihuahua.
Yeah, you're right.
But I also make leads for little dogs too. But I also sew on site, and that's one of the cool things in my booth. So if you walked in and you said, I wanted one for my Great Dane, and I just sold an extra large, then I can whip one up, and I can also make a matching little skull tattoo for your 10-pound Chihuahua. So that's kind of fun.
How long does that take?
It varies, and depending on the crowds, which I did go to the Village Fest last Thursday, and it was very fun and crowded, which was great. So maybe 10 minutes to 15
Oh, wow.
minutes. And of course, that depends on how many customers I have, how many requests I have. Plenty of times I'm just sewing all the time.
So that's unique.
I also make bandanas. I make bandanas in 2 sizes. The large ones also work for people, and I make them loose so that people can roll ice in them to keep the dogs cooler.
Oh, that's.
In addition to
that's a
keeping
good
the dogs cooler, you can wear them around your own neck on
Yeah.
hot days. And it'll lower your body temperature and it'll lower the dog's body temperature. And I buy bulk material just like this, cut it up and sew it. These are my bulk
Picture of the booth.
items of how I make a dog collar, webbing and hardware. And then adding
Here's the
in
booth.
different items just for small sales.
Did I misunderstand you that you said how you make the webbing?
No. I don't make the webbing.
Okay.
I was just brought bulk materials. So I buy webbing in 50-yard rolls, and then I buy hardware in usually about 500 to 1,000 quantity increments. And one of the cool things of being in the pet industry for so long is I know what hardware is good and what's not. So the Wiener lock is the strongest lock on the market. It's made here in America, and that's really important to me. And in 16 years of using this lock, I've never had one break.
Good.
Which is super cool. And then I started adding hats that match the bandanas. So the hats mainly go to kids and women. It depends on the bandana, but they're a low-cost item that I add in as a sale. So what I do is use the matching material to the bandanas, and then I hand embroider each one.
That's cute.
It's a
So
little
you buy
crazy.
the hat and then
I buy the
add
hat.
material.
The hat is the canvas.
And this is, I just bought one that I actually sold out of the hats at last weekend, and so this just shows you with a lot of pins in here how I do it. So I cut the material and then pin it on,
Yeah.
and then hand sew the X's on there. And then the last silly add-on I do are these buttons that are, might be the end of me. They're all done with a manual machine. I design the buttons. I get them printed at usually UPS or something just because their color ink is so much better. And then cut them out and make each one individually. And these are $2 each or 3 for $5, and I sell a ton of buttons. And that is what I sell in my booth.
What about belts? You said you have belts
Oh,
for dogs or people? or-
no, but you know what? I don't have on pants that have on a belt, and I completely forgot my belts. Yes,
Okay,
I
but
do.
It's on the list, so.
So I do. And what I do is I normally use a 1.5-inch webbing like these big guys here. And then I use 2 D rings. So these D rings right here. So it's a loop that a belt that loops through. I sell a lot of 1-inch ones for little kids too. And plenty of people forget their belts, which I'm not really sure how that.
Okay, you also have the leash part. Do you have the leash here?
Yeah, so
That was the lead, right?
that's,
Oh, all right.
yeah, and I do,
Okay,
I just
all
didn't
right.
bring every
I just thought it was for a
size. I
big
have a
dog.
lot of product. So I make them in the 1-inch as well.
Yeah.
I also make them in the
Okay, great.
5/8
All right.
and 3/4. I don't make cat collars. I don't make 1/2-inch
Oh,
collars.
there you go, no cats, okay. All right, anybody have any questions?
We have only one other pet-related vendor selling stuff like this.
Okay.
Just one.
Okay, so we can get into discussion. Let me have a motion.
I move we accept this vendor.
I second.
All right, do we have anybody to discuss, anything to discuss? No? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? No. There you go.
I have one more question. I have a new product. And so how does that work? If
When you have a new product, what is it going to be?
I have all the bulk, but I'm using organic dried lavender, a fill, and making calming pillows for puppies.
I think she'd have to come before us again for that, yeah.
Okay.
You'd have to, yeah.
You do
Okay.
seem like nice people to hang out with.
Oh, wait.
Thank you, Beth. Have fun on the street.
See you on the street.
Yeah, these are see you on the street. Okay.
Thank you for still
Mar will be happy.
That's fine.
Body Cantina?
Okay. All right. As soon as she clears up, the next one is Body Cantina. Andrea Sosa, Arts and Crafts.
Tall grass
Not
trading?
here? Are you here?
No,
Oh.
tall grass.
Huh?
These are tall grass. Number of no-shows.
Number 5, okay.
I know she knows too, because I spoke with her,
All right, so they may come, all right.
I may just be running late.
Okay, so Nanny and Cheryl? Is
Do I
that-
look familiar?
Mm-hmm.
You know where?
Not quite sure, but I know the face.
I took you on that bus tour of Palm Springs.
Oh, that's tall grass. That's it. That's where I know the name from.
Okay, take a minute to put your wares out on the table, please.
Let's see. We brought quite a bit.
That's great.
Is everything that you brought on this list?
Yes.
Okay.
And
We don't have the whole lot, you can just bring one of each out. Purse bags, paintings, and cell phone thing, cell phone bag, yeah. You don't have to bring it all out.
well, we can show you more if you wish.
Okay.
I'm Nancy Cohey, and I've been a tour guide here in the desert for 23 years.
Wow.
And summers, you don't do much in the tour business. We stay inside, right?
Right.
This is Cheryl Stagnaro. She's just new to the desert. She's been here a year. And we got introduced by a mutual friend and went shopping in Palm Springs at VillageFest and went into a store, and my friend found a bag that she really liked and bought it. And I looked at it and said, "That's a happy hour bag." Because what you need is hands-free, so you've got one for food and one for cocktails. The year before, during the summer, I decided you always need something to carry your cell phone. Even if you're at home, the phone's in another room. So I made little bags to carry my cell phone around so it's not ringing in the other room and I have to run after it. Cheryl has been doing photographs and painting of animals all over the world. And this chance meeting brought us together, and we said, why don't we do something different and put art on the bags? And so we combined our talents, and now we've got all of this art that we think would really be unique to the VillageFest. And so we stand before you to see if maybe you agree.
Well, why don't you pass some of them around?
Right.
As you can see, the paintings match the bags.
Oh, not
And
cute.
the painting on the bag is an actual painting on canvas.
Okay,
They're not printed.
you did
I
that.
do the
She
painting.
does the
she does
painting.
sewing.
Okay.
I do the bags.
Yeah, everything is.
Put the microphone to your mouth.
I
There you
do
go.
the bags.
There you go.
And
Oh, cute.
I've got pockets inside of them, zipper pockets. I make them, the bags in size to match whatever the painting is. And I make everything from the cell phone bags to a bag that you can put your computer or your laptop in. Because we're all going to meetings and we have to take our
That's good for that.
laptops.
Clever.
Oh, here was
There's a kitty cat.
the red hat. Oh, it's red hats up here. Oh. But we do cats. Well, let's do this one. You have the gray lady? Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's what you would tell them to set it up like that.
And some of the women have actual jewelry on like that. They have necklaces
Yeah.
and jewelry and so on.
And you're making the bags as well as
I make
the art?
the bags
Okay.
from
Next
scratch.
bag, I paint and
Yeah, we look at the paintings and then we decide which ones we want to do a bag. And we thought, since there's so much mid-century here, that flamingos might be good. And so we've kind of made the flamingo as our logo.
Can you pass around samples of the cell phone bags? that
Oh,
you're-
yeah, they're done.
So do you have enough inventory for a booth? Do you have plenty?
Yeah, what we need is someplace to sell these things. This one is not quite finished, so you can see where I'm still working on
For
one.
them making it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
there is. Okay.
And we will make custom bags. No two are exactly alike because they're not mass-produced, so everything is unique. Nobody's ever going to see themselves walking down the street.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions for her, for them, both of them? No? Okay, I need a motion so we can get into discussion, if any.
Motion to approve?
I'll second. I'll second.
Any discussion? We're all happy? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, none? There you go.
We'll see you on the
Thank you.
street.
So I do have a question. What's the process now?
They'll take care of you.
Ah, okay. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
You're welcome.
okay.
Okay. Okay, the next one up is Body Cantina, Andrina Souza, Arts and Crafts. Hi, Andrina.
Hi.
All right, I'll give you a minute to put your things up on the desk, on the counter.
Okay, all right, you know what? Take the microphone and hold it to your mouth and tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Adriana from Body Cantina. I make bath and body products. Some of the products are very unique. I make soaps in shapes of fruits that look like and smell like real fruits. Desserts, cupcakes, donuts. I make bath bombs that actually makes bath art. It changes the watercolor, but it makes like a rainbow. And I also make products with crystal stones, real crystal stones inside. So you can buy the soap with crystal stone, the candles that comes with crystals, and the bath bombs also comes with crystals. And all of my products are cruelty-free, paraben-free, and they're made of glycerin, shea butter, I make body lotions, bubble baths, body wash, candles, body butters, salts, all made it by me.
Adriana, you used to be on the street.
Yes.
How long ago?
2.
Couple years? I remember
Yeah, but then
her.
I moved. It
And
was
you're
like
now-
3 hours for me to get here. Now I moved back to LA, so it's closer.
So you're coming in from LA. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I'm back.
Good.
And do you guys want to see it?
Yeah, pass a couple around.
Okay,
because
those
we
are
have
the
a-
fruit
No, over
soaps.
here, one.
Yeah, start off on this side.
Oh,
Are these
oops.
the same products that use?
We
that you-
have,
That I used to have?
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, basically, yeah. I recognize some of them. Very unusual.
Oh, this is so cute.
Yeah. Yeah,
I had the box.
Oh my gosh.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
good.
And I have a lot of more
That's
fruits.
That's a lot of fun.
Corn.
And those are the bath bombs. Those this is are for
I
Halloween.
know. I remember all this stuff was so.
Those make like rainbows.
You could eat it.
I have a sachet for the car, for the house.
Oh, that's
Smell that.
terrific. Wow.
You know what, just take one out of a box, you don't have to do the
Okay.
whole box, yeah. Make it easy, oh, she's got it set, okay.
Because Halloween's coming up.
Oh, that's cute.
Here, I'll do a second one so you guys can. So it's pretty.
It smells
Pretty. Yeah, I mean, so.
Yeah, that's nice.
They smell way stronger. It's just because it takes 48 hours for the scent to go through the plastic. Oh, let me open the candle. This is the candle with the crystal stone. This is Palo Santo and sage. I do a lot of spiritual things with spiritual cleans.
Fantastic.
There you go.
Great.
You can try the lotion if you want. This is a new line. It's all pumpkin, so you can open that one and try.
Yeah, you don't have to send the whole thing around.
It's pretty.
Those are the
Can you open this so
bars.
we can-
Sure.
Is it nice?
Very woodsy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
Great. Mine is not. Oh, there you
Oh, I like this.
It doesn't smell like that.
Oh, this is nice.
I'm gonna pass this one.
And now I can't get it to.
You guys.
These are the bars. These are the ones that come with the crystal stones, and I have. Oh, it's because it's new. It takes little pumps.
Oh,
there we go.
Oh no, I'm good.
This one has. Oh, that's
Well,
the
once you're
sugar
done, it's
scrub.
really
I
good.
just want to smell it. Okay, oh my God.
Oh, this is really
These
nice.
are the ones with the crystals, and I have
Smell it.
all the different types of crystals, and then it changes.
Oh my gosh, this.
I'm not seeing.
Send
I
the
do this
folder
one.
around.
Okay, they
Roses
all
and
come
cinnamon.
locked, but you can open so you guys can smell. This one's
Oh, I
coconut.
see that in your pictures, you looks like you have a Los Angeles storefront.
I have a studio that I make the products, and I sell online. I have a website. I sell in stores,
You guys want
hotels,
this one?
Instagram.
Okay, it looks like you're in a fair or a booth with lots of trays. One of the photos.
That was actually here.
Okay.
It's actually when I used to do it here.
Oh, is that what you're thinking of? Is the booth, is the picture of her with all the bins? Oops, hello. Okay.
Okay, these ones are my Halloween collection. Oh, you can see. This is a hand.
Oh my gosh. Is
That's
this,
soap.
this is soap?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's,
These
wow.
I'm working on the label, so it's not labeled yet.
No.
That's cute.
Those are for fall, the pumpkins.
Back to the previous conversation. Except not in a good way. I'll hand that back.
Love that.
These are really cute. You're on TV. This is gonna be hit on Halloween.
Yes, oh, absolutely. Shoot
Okay,
it
I
out
like
so
the
you
Palo
know it's ready.
Santo. Yeah.
That's the witch apple.
Hey, Faith, we can make bathing suit out of it.
Yeah. For good
And
clean
these
fun.
ones are soap with crystals, so it has the crystal stone inside too.
Do not eat that.
Oh, it looks like a fruit
You
stand.
guys look very good. Yeah,
Oh, that was a trade show that I did.
Oh, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
this looks like a.
Yeah, that's
Maybe a hand.
Feel that one,
That's the way
Faith.
she-
Feel
That's
that
a
one.
little
Feel
creepy.
that.
This
I
was
like
here.
that.
Talk
Is
about
that
walking
The
your back.
other one, right there, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's a hand, it's a Halloween. So,
Very vibrant color.
Okay, does anybody have any questions? Any questions? No
No.
questions?
No.
Huh? All right, let me have a motion so we can get to talking.
I move we accept this vendor.
I second.
Any conversation? I don't think so. All those in favor?
Aye.
You're back.
Fun, lots of
Thank
fun.
you.
Good, really
See you
good.
back on the street.
Glad to see you. Glad to
Yeah.
see you back.
Thank you, me too.
All right.
Is that it?
It is. Nobody else is here.
Okay. Do not squeal.
No food.
You're like, I could hear it in your voice there. Sorry.
Go to go to Jack in the Box.
Her abused husband.
Okay.
There was that beef in it. I didn't connect the dots. I've got to break out.
Okay.
Moving on.
Moving on. Okay, no food, no food, okay.
No food, nobody else.
Unfinished business, village poster contest.
I've got one more.
Oh, one more?
5E, which is just in-house, 5E. 5E.
They don't have to come.
No, because they're
You want to
just,
explain or you want me to?
so, the board decided, maybe about 2 years ago, that, because we had a discrepancy on the street regarding a vendor and
And the
their
pig.
dog, and the dog's interaction with the public and other vendors, that we were gonna put in a guideline that if a vendor wanted to have their animal at VillageFest, they had to get approval from the board of directors. We did receive a request from a vendor who was at your last board meeting, who got approved, to be able to bring her dogs with her to the event. So we have it on your agenda for you to review and discuss. We've got some pictures of the vendor, her dogs, how she keeps them, and just some information for you to review and then take an action so that we have
Yeah.
it for the file.
Let's just say that there's an incident.
And she does, I did speak with her, so she does bring the dogs to other events with her.
Yeah.
And she has them, like, kind of,
In a pen?
And yeah,
not a pen, but she has it kind of,
It's, they're little fences for
right,
dogs.
around, and then blocking the front as well.
Yeah, let me just say one thing. Village Fest has always allowed them to bring pets or pets
Right.
as long as they're contained. This issue came before us because one vendor allowed the dog outside of the booth, and there was an incident, so then we decided, okay, we'll still allow pets, but they're going to have to come before us, and that's what this is about.
Correct.
So, okay.
So in the event of an incident like that, who's actually liable? Is it the pet owner or is it us because we're
it would be the pet owner, because VillageFest is an open venue to pets,
Yeah.
just as general public is allowed to
Right.
bring. This is just a way of maybe creating a couple guidelines, should you decide that you want to allow a vendor to bring their pet. So it's more of vendor requirement, so that we can ensure that such incidences that occurred in the past don't occur again.
Yeah.
And what about the pet's waste? Because they're going to be there 4 hours, right?
She has pet pads that
Okay.
she brings, yeah.
So each vendor would have to take care of their pet.
She brings, I mean, she's,
Yeah.
the dogs are well taken care of. She brings a
Look like
heater
greenhouse.
Yeah,
that's
They are.
standalone in the
No, they're,
winter, and then in the summer, she has like
Yeah.
fans, or she won't, if it's too hot, she won't bring them, that
right.
sort of a thing.
I mean, I don't have any problem with them having pets because it is pet friendly as long as they follow the rules and the pet doesn't get out of hand, and if they do, then they can't bring them anymore. And that's why we set up this type of thing.
Yeah, especially if they're from, coming from a fair distance. If they're coming from LA or something and couple hours to get here and a couple hours.
Sure.
Right.
Are these
They're big dogs,
registered
though.
support animals or anything like
Wait,
that,
in the next
certified?
picture you see.
I know that they're rescue
bigger?
dogs.
Just a rescue,
They're
but they're
rescue
not
dogs.
support or,
Correct.
She said that some of them have separation, one of them has separation.
Yeah, separation.
And you know
anxiety.
what, we have a lot of, the people that walk the streets have a lot of dogs. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
people walk, and there's more problems with that sometimes than there is with a vendor's dog.
There's even parrots walking around.
Mm-hmm.
There's even snakes walking.
Well, I haven't
Well,
seen
not
the
walking, but
snake.
Slytherings.
they're on their shoulders.
and rabbits.
And the pets, they manage to pee on our
Do
tip
they?
cloths. Yes, they do. It's hilarious. I'm just like, oh,
Well,
what are you doing?
I know, but that's what makes us
just have to watch
popular,
it.
you know,
It's
because
so-
people can bring
So are
them.
we
have the
talking about
scent now.
all
So,
6 or 8, 7 of these?
No,
no,
it's four.
it's only 4
One,
she's
two,
bringing,
three,
but as
four.
long as they're
I see
contained,
6 in this picture.
She said there's four.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is 4 dogs.
so we need to do a motion?
Yes.
I move
Okay.
that we select, that we allow this vendor to bring her dogs.
Second,
I second it.
do we need to discuss it? No? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
I'm going to abstain.
Okay, you can abstain.
Okay, so
Okay.
staff will just kind of go over some guidelines and.
Keep an eye on
From
it.
the board.
Yeah. Okay, where am I here? Okay. Okay, unfinished business, VillageFest poster contest. VillageFest poster
I
contest?
forwarded the letter that we've used in previous years to the
Subcommittee?
to the
Who's on
subcommittee. And
Could you send that to me again? I deleted it by mistake, thinking
Sure.
that this was what the
we
final
hadn't
draft.
done it in a while, yeah, so if you have any changes, just let
Okay.
me know, okay, and I will.
Yeah, if you'd be so kind, I'll take a look at it with a different perspective.
Absolutely, be happy to do that.
Okay. Any new business? None. Reports and, okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
What was the outcome of somebody talking to the person who does the bedding? You know, how long can you hang on this apparatus? Did we
The
have-
carnival.
Carnival, yeah. Was there any?
Well, we were just gonna talk to him about the hawking.
Right.
We did do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
okay,
did.
so
Yes.
can we hear about that?
Yes, I spoke with him, and I walked down there this week, and he, you know, I told him you can't be loud on it. He's down by Village Pub, over in that area. He does draw a large crowd, but it didn't seem to be bothering the other vendors because the season is just starting, so it's not real full down there. So he does draw a crowd to the end of the street there at
And you,
Bristow, which
I'm
is
fine with it at my store when we open.
right. Okay.
Yeah,
So I did speak with him, and when I went by, everything was fine when I walked
as
by.
long as he continues to do that.
And you know, outside that area, we're gonna have security and cameras, live security and cameras,
Right,
so it'll all
because of-
it'll all be viewed on
Yeah.
camera.
It's near the pub,
Just south of the Village Pub.
the village.
Same
pub,
side of the
not
street.
far.
They're on the very
By-
end, right?
Yeah.
They're on the very end?
By Village Pub.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're on the very
Ooh
end,
la la.
Yeah,
know.
If you walk the
it's fine. People like it, just, you know, as long as
I-
they
There's a lot
comply.
of people down there, we don't really have much down there.
I know, and we need to draw at the ends of every,
Right,
yeah,
correct.
yeah.
I have a question. There's one vendor that has, can I ask this right now?
You can go.
Okay, good. There's one vendor that I think they're a, like a timeshare, but they have like the wheel and it says test your, I took a picture of it, it's test your luck. And they're hawking it with people walking by and saying, you wanna test your luck? You wanna test your luck? And you spin the wheel, and if you get something, then they talk to you about their timeshare. I think that's what it is.
Oh, yeah, that's been there for a long
Well,
time.
that's,
But they're hawking from they're saying, do you want to test your luck? You want to, it's
are
like
they out on the,
out in front of it, yeah.
Okay, I can go speak with them.
Yeah.
speak with them, okay.
Yeah, well, you can't allow it for one and not for others.
No, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we just had
But-
this discussion about the other one, and I saw
Yeah.
this
Are
one, I
they
was like,
paying
ah.
money? Is one paying money and one not, or?
Oh, no, they're both pay fees. They both have fees. Both of those
No,
vendors
she
do.
means, are they paying money if you
No.
win?
Oh, no.
No, they're not allowed to do that.
No.
But
It's a
hawking in
timeshare.
general, we
It's a
want to
timeshare.
avoid.
Exactly.
Yeah, right, if they're out in the walking area, yeah, we
Yeah.
don't want that.
That's the issue at hand, is hawking.
Right. Okay, the next thing is.
Calling out to someone,
Yeah.
Oh, I thought hockey, I have a whole nother.
yeah.
Don't ask her what she thought it was.
Yeah, do not, especially not
We
today.
don't want to know.
You can tell us later.
Subcommittee reports, compliance, nothing?
Haven't been working the streets.
Those are both board comments.
Oh, those
Poor
are,
guy.
yeah,
We did it.
okay.
Anything on compliance? Nothing right now? Okay. Social media, is that you?
Just waiting for that sign off from.
Okay.
What's that?
I'll follow up on that one.
Okay, the food court.
So who's all on that with me? Because we haven't
am.
done it yet. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So I guess we need to set time to meet outside of this? Or?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, just go downtown, do it on a Thursday night and walk around.
I did
and
check
sit-
it out
Sit and eat.
a week and a half ago on a Thursday night. Clearly, we need to do something about the seating because there were a lot of people
Yeah.
sitting on the curb eating.
Always.
Oh, I used to
And
always
the-
do that. Are the
There's-
tables up anymore?
There are
They've kind of transitioned. Most of the tables are right next to, because
Right.
during the summer, the space isn't as full, so vendors tend to pull them next to their booths. So we do need to talk about putting them back into the common area.
Yeah, you used to have, I don't know, quite a bit of tables up at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can we still do that?
Well, I'd like to wait to see what recommendations the committee comes back with, so
Yeah.
that we can fully implement whatever those guidelines are that the committee would like us to do.
One thing that we all talked about was that there's such a mix of tables and chairs, and some are like
It was really messy.
really, it's messy, and some are like
Some were
broke
half-painted
down
black and peeling.
yeah, and it's
so
just,
bad.
I think that's one thing we should all, and that's what was discussed at the board. It's one thing we should look at, and if we could look at pricing on. From the city having uniform look of chairs and tables, and when they do the setup, bringing the tables and chairs and so, I mean, those are things that we can consider.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that would be some really great recommendations to come from the subcommittee of what it is that you would like to see out there, and
Yeah.
then price point it out, and we can see if we could find a way to get it into the budget.
Yeah, and then.
Good idea.
And then bringing in variety. It's difficult for us to bring in people, but bringing in more variety, because we have, I was looking at this, we have like 9 Mexican restaurants. And believe me, I love all of them. I buy from Tamale, I like the empanada, all of them.
Bigger and more communal tables are also going to give us a more sense of community and what the Village Fest
Yeah.
is sort of about versus I'm not going to eat there because I got to, juggle.
Yeah, the
So,
communal tables are great. They're, yeah.
So how do we feel about, like, I observed people who just hang out, sit at the table for like hours.
Yeah,
There
I've-
was
I've seen
a couple
that
young ladies
too.
there, like in between, they were each on their own. And there was one who was kind of sitting in the middle of everything. And I just said, I said, are these seats taken? Do you mind if I sit here? And she said, oh, I have friends coming. So I said, okay, well, I'll get up when they come. I sat down, right? And we can see her right now.
I don't know.
Was that more the summer? Because I noticed that a lot of
It
kids.
was a week and a half ago. But anyway, so
Okay.
here they were, like, people just hanging out there on their cell phones, not
Yeah.
talking to anyone else or anything. I'm just wondering if it might be a good idea to have little tent cards on the tables that say, these tables are meant for enjoying the food that you buy from the street vendors
Right.
here. Please be considerate of others waiting for tables to
But do you
dine.
think that's gonna make people not sit there? I think if they're tired and they wanna sit down, that's.
Some
No, no,
people
no,
sit-
that's okay, but I
I'm
think.
not saying it's okay.
Yeah, I think,
I'm not.
Yeah.
I think you want to discourage, though, that kind
I
of thing
agree.
where I'm just going to plant myself here for like,
I
for 2 hours.
totally agree,
yeah.
it's just how do you get people to
Yeah,
move
because
on?
I noticed some
Yeah.
squatters in some other areas. They were just setting up housekeeping, especially
Because
down by the Starbucks.
I don't really want to
in
see
there
anybody on the street kind of
that were-
chasing people. I don't think that's our
No.
image.
Of course not.
No.
But I think
so-
as far as what you're talking about, as far as like,
Yeah.
I
I think
think
it's
to.
passive to put a 10 card as opposed to go and address it.
Yeah, but having like a really brief statement saying communal tables provided by the city, please enjoy, share with
Right.
share with everyone.
It also
Something really brief, but that implies like, enjoy it, but also share. But we have to come up with something that's tight and compact. Anything that's too
Yeah.
lengthy becomes
Yeah.
like,
People don't read all the way down.
it'll end
People
up on
don't read those
social media.
They won't
and
read those
lambast
anyway,
it,
they'll
yeah.
do what they
Right.
wanna do.
But
It will
yeah.
give somebody an authority if they see someone squatting there and setting up housekeeping, the ability to move them on a little more efficiently.
Yeah.
And
If they so want.
Do that.
Yeah.
Well,
But
let's
something
try and get
brief and
more
to the point.
tables. That's
Let's start with
probably-
tables and see where we go from there.
Yeah.
I also think it wouldn't intimidate people who are standing there with a plate in their hand, waiting for a seat, and they see people sitting around on their
Yeah.
phone, say, oh, excuse me, are you dining, or do you mind if I sit down? something like that. It's sort of the concept like at the gym, there's the signs, not that you want it like this with a time limit, but it says, please limit to 30 minutes on any cardiovascular machine to share with others or something like that, you know. It's the idea. Okay.
Well, the one thing that I was going to say, oh, sorry, one thing that I was going to say is once I really, hopefully we can find some, a happy medium or a solution for the chair and table situation, because so many of the downtown residents, or so many of the Palm Springs residents, they want to come downtown, but by making it more attractive in that area, I think it'd really draw them in.
And they'll sit
making a nice
longer.
food court. What's that?
And they'll sit longer.
Yeah, and they'll shop, and then they'll go to the stores and such.
And it
They'll
did
bring
look a
more
little
people.
schlocky, and I think
We have a
part
lot
of
of
it is
people
that
already.
there was a lot of space between the food
Right.
vendors. There was like 3 together and then nothing for a long time. That's all.
There are certain spots that we cannot. We have to
Yeah,
leave it
like
for the
in front of
storefronts.
Crystal Fantasy and stuff. Right.
Right.
I know, see it.
Is our food court full?
That was, we're going to discuss that.
Oh, sorry, you want to discuss now? Okay. Well, when the subcommittee sets a time and date, either Faith or I would love to be able to attend, just so that we can kind of see which path you're taking and be able to provide any feedback that you may need in order to make some recommendations to the entire board. So do let us know. We did go through the list. Faith has made some adjustments last week at VillageFest as the hours changed. We had some vendors returning. We're both going to go out and look at it this week, but from the determination measurements that we have in place currently, it looks like we have the ability to take in possibly one more food service vendor. We do have a food service vendor that's going to come right now and appear before you, hopefully. And once that person is in place, we basically, the food court is full. Now, we would like for some guidance from this board to advise us if you would like to continue to see food vendors, if you'd like to put a hold on them, if you'd like to just see food vendors that are extremely unique from what you currently have, and we could pass those through. We don't want to have food vendors come before you and present and provide tasters for you, and then we have no ability to actually put them on the street.
That's fair.
So if you would just discuss it amongst yourselves, how you would like for us to deal with those type of vendors that are coming to the office with their applications to appear before you.
Do you want so do you want the subcommittee to discuss and bring back recommendations, or should the group?
Well, I think
here?
we have a little bit of time now because we're still waiting. She's waiting for her husband,
Okay.
who's following up
Oh,
behind her.
okay, all right.
So one observation that I made is that if you're not a meat eater, don't bother. There literally is nothing if you're not a meat eater. Because I was with a pescatarian who was like, there's nothing here for me to eat, we have to go somewhere and eat. It was like nothing, right? There was maybe a pupusa with just cheese, that's it.
There's bean and cheese, burritos,
Yeah,
things
but
like that.
overall,
But
there's
yeah,
nothing
mostly-
exciting
right,
at all
right.
so there's not enough diversity to the type of food. I think not only the type of cuisine, but the type of food product as well.
Yeah.
So you're saying get unique, let them
I would like to see
bring
it, yeah.
unique,
Like, what happened
different
to Micah's Seafood? I looked for her, I didn't
The
see her
Soul
out there.
Kitchen, she was there. She was there last week. She started last week.
Oh, okay, because this is the week before, I didn't
Yes,
see her
yeah.
yet.
So what
'Cause she's the only one that has any kind of seafood or anything different than chicken, pork, and beef.
is she? Which type is she here? Is she?
I think
No.
you were in Japan.
Yeah.
You were away.
It's like Caribbean. It
was good.
She did like, fried lobster, fried shrimp.
Okay.
There's the tender oriented.
do we still
Oh, I
have the
gotta try
crepe
it.
lady, the one that makes the crepes?
Yeah, there's crepes on
She
here.
should have been back last week,
I
right?
didn't see her. Yeah, so
Oh,
I
really?
missed it. I went the wrong time.
Is that the one that's listed on here?
She's on here, yeah, but she hasn't returned. She'll start in October. So
I have a question. Is there a possibility to go down one of the streets, like for example Museum Way, to go down there with like maybe four food vendors that would add variety?
There's restaurants there.
Down Museum Way?
Yeah.
We
There's
talked,
restaurants there.
yeah, we talked about
On Museum
that.
Way? Which ones are there?
Stout burgers going in.
If they ever open.
There's on the corner. There's the poke bowl down there.
Oh, why? Then I'm sorry. The one that's Andreas. It's next.
Oh.
Yeah. There's the pizza place, Blaze Pizza, but
That actually wouldn't be bad because a couple of times during the summer, I was uncomfortable going down that side street. So having food and another purpose would be good.
yeah.
Yeah, it does seem a little desolate creepy.
It's a little desolate, creepy, and some of the crowd that was down there made me be very attentive going in and out of the garage.
So, oh, I'm sorry, this is in Andreas, where
Yeah.
our Blaze Pizza is.
Either,
Maybe I'm one street off.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
not too far away from my
No,
store.
no, Blaze Pizza's right there on that corner.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Andreas is
There's
right.
Yeah.
elevators near there.
Yeah, and there's the stairs to the parking garage.
Oh, you're
And
saying that.
it's become
Got
sort
it,
of
got
a
it, got it.
hangout
Yeah.
and skateboard haven.
Yeah,
So we
Yeah, it'd be
don't
nice
have
to-
any electricity going down that street.
Oh, well, that could be an issue.
that's,
Yeah, well, that's why we have no vendors going down those streets. We've
Never
talked
mind.
about that before.
That
Yeah,
would explain the
Generators.
darkness.
that's right. Not good.
are there any other streets that we could possibly do, or is that?
I guess the question is, any creative ideas to expand the number of food vendors?
It would be placing them outside of the food court area. There's no electrical down arenas, and we bring out electrical for Talkwitz for the farmer's market.
Farmers Market,
So
got it.
we're pretty limited
Where
from,
does the food court end coming south?
it's just a little, what's the Shamrock? It's right outside of Shamrock. It's the very first.
Is
Okay.
Aspen Bakery still?
They're not open yet.
They're not open yet,
Call it, I
yeah.
believe, the end of the month.
Yeah, they're working hard over there.
So I don't mind seeing food in between vendors, really.
I'm fine with that too. I think all of we're all looking at the same. We're so heavily leveraged in Mexican food and Latin food, which is wonderful. I'm not saying all this food is fantastic,
Yep.
but we need to get variety in there. We've got
The flip side is some of the food emits a lot of smoke.
I was just
So
gonna
if
say
you
that.
are selling soft
Yeah, you're
goods,
gonna-
you're
Yeah.
gonna have some very smoky, greasy smelling.
yeah. Baja Springs.
Yeah. What about doing opposing ends? Food court on each end?
That
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense,
Yeah.
because I could tell you that we got there, we're walking, I'm like, I'm starving, I want to get something to eat. You're walking and walking, I'm like, where is the food court?
Oh, and then you have to walk all the
I
way
don't,
down.
I always forget
Well,
how long
that's
it
what's
is.
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
about the food court being, and it was a board, 2 boards ago, maybe, they decided that. And it's a great idea, because sometimes when I would go down there, I just wanted to go down, and maybe have dinner. So my husband and I would go, and I didn't want to walk the whole street like we used to have to do years ago. So it's a good idea. So at both ends would be good, because
Yeah.
that allows parking if you just want to go to those things.
Because
instead
I
of-
found that odd, that I had to
Right.
really walk far from where I
Right,
parked.
right.
Well, and then getting back to as far as having vendors interspersed, like the tamale guy is a really good example of someone that can go right in.
Right.
Baja Springs, which I love, their quesadillas and tacos, they're down from us. And they're really great, but you do have a little bit of smoke coming out of theirs, but they're right on that corner, so it's not really oppressive to
Right.
the person next to them. They're on that corner, so.
There is some very strategic placement that goes on when you
Okay.
have food vendors outside of the food court. You have to assess how it is that the vendor is making their food, what is emitting from there. Sometimes it's not even smoke, but just
Right.
a
The
smell.
smell.
Yeah.
And in addition to considering your neighbors, we also consider the merchants
Merchants.
that are
Yeah.
Well, and
behind.
there are restaurants at the other end also, but those are definitely a cocktail and sit-down atmosphere.
Why don't we leave it up to you to decide what vendors you want to bring forward to us? That you work most of it anyway, so you can tell us what is unique, where the smoke's not going to go. You figure it out then and let us know who you want.
Well, I think that part they definitely do, but as far as deciding which vendors to put in front of us, we're already talking about the diversity of the food. I don't know, I think it's kind of a little unfair to put that all on them, since we are a committee to do this. I'm just wondering if we couldn't maybe meet first, why don't we discuss it and see if we have any desires for certain things to come in? And do we ever pursue vendors? Or
Well, you
or are we
could.
just passive and wait for them to come?
No,
we
if you go into restaurant, because we used to have, 360 was on the street, they're not on there anymore. Are they opening anywhere?
Yeah, the restaurant closed.
I know. Anyway, they used to be on the street, and then the pizza guy, what was the Italian, Laveri's used to be on the street.
Oh, yeah.
And so,
We'll say that when we do put vendors, that's why we if we had duplicate, we would put them down at Baristo. And they never lasted. And so you want to
Really?
give them a fair
That's-
chance,
that's
I
the
feel.
problem,
That was
yeah.
the problem. So we don't feel like it's fair to put them down there if they're not gonna be
It would probably
successful.
take a while for people to get used to it, and they may
Right.
not wait that long.
Right.
Well, we could
True.
be very strategic about it and pull the vendors and say, we can put you on this, say, within 2 months, we expect to be able to put you out on the street. And then if they're willing to wait, if we're able to view enough vendors, we can in turn put a whole group out there at
So
once.
create a South Food Court.
Creative, yeah, before, and so not piecemeal, not one by one, but say if you're willing to wait 2 to 3 months until we get enough vendors together, then we're going to create this food court on the other end, because then it creates a story, and as far as on social media, we can talk about it, and but we
Expanded
could,
food courts.
yeah,
Plural.
and yeah, and we can also talk to put out communications to all the vendors to say for them to promote it with the customers walking by, yeah.
Does the food court committee want to put a temporary hold on additional Mexican restaurants?
I think we talked about that the
Yeah.
last meeting.
Yeah.
What did we
Yeah.
I
come-
think that's.
Personally, I think we should, because I was there, and
Well,
again,
I love
they're all
Mexican
good,
food, but it's
but there's a
lot.
lot of the same product over and
Yeah.
over
But
again.
I'm saying, so I think that could be
Having
a
a pizza
recommendation
on
that
it.
would.
Well, that's
Well,
what I was saying.
that's what I said,
You
Lavera's
handle-
used to be the pizza.
And
you know.
also, you know,
Was that- was that-
some of the vendors are cooking fresh,
Well,
right? They're grilling and making smoke.
Yeah, they are.
But there are some foods that could be there that are really assemble and take, right? That they just assemble for you. And that's not as messy. And maybe that's how we separate the two food courts. Maybe the one at the south end becomes more of any vendors that are just assembling food and not necessarily cooking it there.
Is it a
Or
concern?
in the middle. Put them in the middle.
Chat and chew, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a concern at the south end as far as smoke and such?
The smoke, the smoke on the south end isn't as much of a concern. It might be once there's a business open in
Yeah.
that area. The major concern that we've dealt with in the past with that area is there's a lot of restaurants. And I'd really like
They're
for.
not gonna like that, yeah.
I'd really
Palm
like
Tree
for
was like that.
Joy to be able to comment on this as someone who's kind of seen the ups and downs of the conversation of when there's been food in that block. We have pretty notoriously limited to 1 or 2, so we don't upset the
That's
restaurants.
fair, and she could probably.
How about doing it in the
liaise.
center? In the center, like near La Plaza? Instead of having the carnival guy there, which is where I saw him one time when he was talking.
You have a
There's
pinch
restaurants
point there
there,
because of
He's-
the turnaround out
he's
of
at the
La
very
Plaza, so
end,
that's gonna
right.
restrict a little bit of it.
There's a ton of
Right.
restaurants, there's all the restaurants.
There's restaurants.
You know,
The
you're-
problem is the restaurants are kind of more down the street.
Right.
Well, you're
Up where, I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
up where the food court is,
Right.
there aren't two,
Right.
well, there's only, the
One
pizza
TV,
place,
right.
yeah.
Right, and we went and had a conversation with him before we moved the food court.
Right.
He wasn't happy about it, but as long as we provided some visual to his
open for
storefront,
business.
that he was fine with it, and he's been
Right.
great about it since,
Yeah.
so.
So that's really the problem we're going to have, moving. It's a different
It'd be
location.
nice to get Town and Country Center and put it all in the back. Big food court.
All right.
North Court, South
Maryland.
Court.
Well, it's something we can think about.
I think these are great conversations to have and to have some formal recommendations to put to the entire board. And sometimes it's just a matter of having the communication with the merchants, saying, this is something we're thinking about. We're gonna try it for a short period of time. We'd love your feedback. We'd love your input.
Do a survey.
Anything along those lines helps. I think the merchants have a difficult time when we make decisions and it impacts them and they've had no say or notification.
And you're talking about restaurants that pay big
Yes.
rent.
Yep,
Yeah,
for
the
sure.
rents are
That they
big,
don't
yeah.
want somebody in front of them.
Because
That's,
we get-
that's obvious.
Yeah.
It'd be good if we can get some restaurants to put a booth out and do one item or
Well, that's
something.
why I was
Yeah,
asking
Like
about
360
soliciting.
used to do,
Yeah,
you know?
that'd be
That would be
great.
great.
Well, I mean, anytime you're going to a restaurant and if you, on the board, talk to the manager or the owner and see if you can't, because we had 2 downtown, well, one was way up north, is Laveri's, and he was on the street, and so was 360.
So, well, there's so many restaurants down at that end. We could probably solicit several of the restaurants and all the restaurants and say, this is what we're thinking about doing. Do you want to participate? Here's the information on it.
Right.
We're going to follow up with you in a week to see, digest it, talk to everybody, and see if you're interested in taking one of the. And we can talk about, say it's 4 spaces, 5, 6 spaces, whatever it may be. Say that there's only 4 spaces we're doing, or there's only 6 spaces, and we're making it available to everybody. Do you want to participate?
Because it could be good advertising for the restaurant.
Yeah.
If they have maybe 1 or 2 items that's on their menu to give people a taste of their food, well, come on into the restaurant. So
Yeah.
that's a good
I mean, it's
incentive.
marketing. It's
Yeah.
literally what it is.
Yeah, I think so. I think it has to be presented to them, though.
Yeah.
So anytime anybody is in a restaurant, talk to the manager.
But again, with the caveat that it's not another Latin
Yeah.
food vendor.
And
because.
Los Cosuelos
Well,
would
then
sort of,
you've
yeah.
got.
Yeah,
you've
they're
got
they're certainly.
Las Casuelas, you've got, the, Village Pub, they do some Mexican food
Yeah,
as well.
anybody on that end, I
So-
think we should be open to, and it should. I think we should look at it being a program. Like this is a program, and have it very formal, and say this is we'd like to have you involved, but we're realize that we're inviting other vendors as well, and if you want to let us know within the week, great.
I mean, the
that
idea is
demand.
it is mutually beneficial.
Yeah.
Well, it's something for us to
Chew on.
investigate.
Yeah.
Well, and one
Chew
other
away.
thing, a completely different subject. Does the city of Palm Springs, they must have tables and chairs that they own somewhere.
We do
Right there.
have tables and chairs.
Oh, no, I mean folding chairs.
We do, I mean, our
For outdoor events.
recreation
But
department.
will they let
has-
you, I mean, will they let you use those for our food court?
We may have to
I'm
rent
sure
them.
they would tell us to buy our own.
That's the community spirit.
Yeah.
Events there.
The pavilion or the recreation center has tables and chairs that are utilized for their various venues, and they're for
They would come back-
weddings
They would come
and.
back that night.
Well, so
Oh,
logistically, that's very difficult. Now we're asking Faith at the end of the night to
Right.
go and dump all of the tables and chairs that
Right.
are used
And then you
back at
have-
the pavilion
And you're dealing
before.
with budgets. It was their
Yeah.
budget that was used to buy those tables and chairs.
Right,
Therefore,
and
they're-
maintain
yeah.
them. So they're,
But if we buy them, we're gonna have to put them somewhere.
exactly.
So
So those are just logistics we need to consider.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
I mean,
it's something for us
They're not
to-
gonna be able to just,
Well, depending on how many there are, maybe we could find a way to store them in our actual trailer, so they stay in our trailer. But that depends on, the recommendation from the committee as to we need, 10 tables and chairs and what that looks like, and we can absolutely go from there.
not an
Could I
Yeah,
ask
I
that
understand.
maybe a Thursday night or between now and the next meeting, just casually as you're putting stuff away, think how many could I fit in here within reason?
Do we have the room up at the north end where we used to have the tables and chairs?
So we have the vendor who's coming back, who's gonna be located right outside of the Hyatt because he has a generator, so he doesn't need to plug in. If we push him back up against the sidewalk, then there is center space down the center of the street. The thing about it is it has to be done right after all the vendors, so right at 6 o'clock once it starts, because then we don't have any more traffic coming
Right.
through.
So their
And those have to
vehicles are
be
off the street.
packed up and off the street before VillageFest opens,
Right.
otherwise it's in the flow of traffic for vendors for load in and load out.
Right.
So I have, my question that I'm thinking about right now is this something that we should be thinking about in summer when it's slower, so we can put a program together and not at the heart of when season's just getting ready to start, and now you've got Halloween, we've got posters, we've got food, there's so much going on right now. Is it something that we can put off until we slow down after season? Because I think right now it's gonna get really crazy.
I agree with you. It's going to get crazy. We slow down in January, and I think we were to do some of the footwork, and then as far as the implementation, look at January or do the footwork implementation April, May, or summer.
I would
What
say
do
we
you
can be
think?
talking about it and observing and getting information now, and we can implement it later.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, this is not going to happen overnight.
No.
And if we need to get funding, that's going to take a while. right?
Yeah,
When-
we have to be ready for the next fiscal year.
When is January slow season or no? When is the slows that you all
Summer.
think?
June.
Yeah, that's when
That's
it
what I
slows
thought.
down.
And some of the food vendors do leave in the summer. They don't stay throughout the summer.
Well, that's okay, but
So
for us as a
so it wouldn't be a
board-
problem in the summer is what I'm saying, like we wouldn't be full. Do you know what I mean?
I think
They
this
may
would be
stay through April or
a
something.
great conversation after, like in April, and then we can get together and do a master plan and then figure out what we want to do, because right now we're just starting season and all of
Yeah.
us that have businesses are going to be very busy.
Yeah, no, definitely. As far as budget too, there's a concern about budget. So we just need to understand timing for budget, because this would be something that would be incremental, correct? To your budget? It's
Well, it
not-
depends on what the recommendation is.
I mean, okay,
You know,
so
if
you
we're
do
buying
have-
tables and chairs, I can figure that out. I mean, if we're, talking about something more elaborate, where we're talking about umbrellas and weights and things of that nature, then we need to have a deeper conversation of possibly doing it half in this fiscal year and half in the next fiscal year. But ultimately, the committee needs to get together, decide what your recommendation is going to be, whether it's now or in the future, and then we can budget appropriately.
Are there approved vendors that we should start to look at for that kind of stuff, for the outdoor furniture?
Yes, any vendor that already has a city vendor license,
And
which.
how would I get that?
I think I could probably ask procurement for a
Okay, that'd be
printout.
great. Yep.
Mhm.
And umbrellas a definite not.
No.
No umbrellas.
No, 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 no. Why
They
don't
stake
we,
people all the time now. Those umbrellas are dangerous.
why don't we just figure out what a couple tables and chairs, might cost, if you get a chance?
And I was going to say, when I see people waiting, when somebody's almost done, a person with food stands right over them.
Yeah.
And almost forces them to leave. So I've seen a lot of that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they move quickly. They're kind of respectful.
People,
Yeah.
in general, yeah.
Yeah, I've
agree.
noticed that. And I've noticed, and I used to do it too. We sit on the curb or on that back wall.
No, you used to push me.
Don't believe her. I never
We'd
did
never be
that.
able to have enough table and chairs for all the.
No,
Absolutely.
no. But by and large, most of the people don't linger. I've
No.
seen it maybe a little bit, but not to the point where people really have to wait to
No.
sit down.
And I like the
When I've
curb
been down
myself.
there eating,
It's not like
I
the
like being
I
off
like
the.
the
farmer's
I like
market
being
in
away from
LA.
everybody.
Yes, I agree.
Farmers market in LA.
I
you
think a
plant
big
yourself.
priority is if the board can try and recruit food vendors,
Different ones.
whichever, yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily need, sorry, I didn't interrupt you. It doesn't
I mean,
necessarily
go
need
to
to be
an-
a restaurant either.
No.
In the past, actually Faith's probably one of the biggest recruiters of vendors. If she goes to different art fairs.
Right.
And she hands out our brochure and her business card, and hey, if you're interested, come visit our website, give me a call. So anytime that you go to any sort of outdoor festival, the thing about food service vendors that are at festivals, they have all the equipment already. When you
Right.
go into a restaurant, they most of the time have to
Right.
go through the process of purchasing
Right.
tents and
Unless
sinks
they
and
do
things of
catering.
that nature. Right.
Yeah.
Like Trio could easily do it, because they have all that equipment.
I
Well,
would
you
never
should
be
talk to
interested
Trios.
I
in
know
that.
that. I know.
But yeah, so those are also great avenues of getting new artists as well as food service vendors. Is if you ever go to any
So
other
we
outdoor
lost our
festivals.
Food person.
No, she just went out to get something to drink, I think.
There's a wood fire burning pizza business that will come to your house, like if you want to have something in your
All right.
yard. Yeah,
Mhm.
and I've had it, it's pretty good. I'll have to
Recruit
find
them.
out who they are.
Because
I'll
we don't
find
have
out.
any pizza on the street anymore.
Well, there's no pizza, there's no Italian food, there is one Greek, which is, it's not that great of Greek food. It's Santorini from in Cathedral City. It's not bad, it's not like if you're like desiring Greek food, it's spanakopita and a couple other
Yeah.
things, right? So, but the burger place is really the best place there, Heyday. That's definitely the best food on the street.
Yeah.
I think the man that does the gyros is great.
Oh, that's my
He's
favorite.
been my
Day
favorite.
one.
Where is he?
Huh?
He's been there since Village.
He's been,
Yeah.
yeah, since
Where-
the
I
first Village
used to know
Fest.
his mama.
He used to be
that used
down,
to
way
work.
down the street, wasn't he?
He
They
was,
had a-
no, he was in
Didn't they have
front
a
of Las
restaurant?
Casuelas.
Oh, so when I started, it was right in front of the old Starbucks. So right across the street from, on Talkwitz, on the, southwest
Oh,
corner?
yeah,
That's where he
true.
was when
Then
I
he
first
moved
started.
over
Didn't he
to-
used to have a restaurant downtown?
Up near
And he
where-
used to be in front of the restaurant many years ago. That's where I know him from.
And now he's over by the
Okay.
new Kimpton, right?
No, he's right across from where Hair of the Dog is.
Okay.
Was.
was.
I would just like to say that, just know the food court is full, pretty much, so we can maybe fit one more vendor, so if you guys go out and recruit food vendors, we don't really have space for
We
that
should only do
right
one at
now.
a time.
I-
Yeah, we should.
So,
also, I think Yeah.
I just didn't want everyone going out to.
Yeah, and then we
where we're
have
gonna
10
put them.
people wanting to be on the street.
Right, and
Okay.
because it is a process, they have to go, it does
Good
take them
point.
time, because they have to go to
She's
the,
ready.
And
health
once-
departments and do all that paperwork with them
Yeah.
before they even get to us, so.
Once a vendor is on the street, is there a certain time period in which they have to reapply, or can they be there for 10 years?
As long as they have been participating and it hasn't been over a year, they're welcome to return. But if it's been
Okay.
over a year,
Right,
they
they
do
can-
come
yeah.
back before you.
Okay. And how would it work if the food court committee were to meet, because it's 3 or more people, you need to take minutes and all that, right? Isn't that right? How'd that work?
7, yes, any more than 3, we need.
More than 3 or 3 or more?
Any more than 3.
So 4 or more?
Correct.
Okay, so I want to make sure. So we're 3, so we're good.
We're
So that means we don't have to do a whole formal agenda.
Right.
And have to have you there to record it and all that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. Got it.
Yeah. That's why our subcommittees are all
Oh,
3
it's
people.
always 3
3
people.
people.
That's right.
Depending on how many
Strategic.
people are on the board. Sometimes,
So,
Right.
I mean,
right.
we went,
have a full
what, a
board right now.
whole year with only 6?
Mhm.
A couple years back?
Yeah.
Only 6, yeah. When I came on, there's only 6 on the board.
That's about right.
Well, there's only 7 now, right?
Yeah, it's full now.
full now.
This is a full.
I have a question.
8. Oh, no, she's not.
For
Well,
Faith.
it's officially more.
Do we have a list of vendors that we previously worked with that as we have vendors drop out, that we can contact and bring them back in? For the food vendors, yeah.
Usually when they leave,
They're not wanting to come back?
There's a reason why they
There's
left.
a reason, yeah.
Either
Okay.
they weren't selling,
Or they moved.
Yeah.
or they
or
moved.
they're
or-
busy with other events.
If they
Yeah.
did
Or they
well,
opened a
they're still on the
restaurant,
street.
yeah, Karen,
But that's not a bad
But things
avenue
change,
to go
yes,
down.
some things change, and they suddenly might be looking for another
Right,
another
like City
date.
Barbecue was there for years.
Yeah.
And then I think they just have their own restaurant now,
Yeah,
so
down the
they're
Andrew.
no longer,
Yeah,
I mean, you can bring it all in and set up there.
they don't want to
Yeah,
participate, 'cause they
just
have their own
bring it in.
restaurant, so.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean,
yeah. Because like that Ethiopian food vendor,
No, I think her
they're not
husband's
coming
out
back.
there.
Chef Luke is
yeah,
right
they,
behind
and
you.
then they'll just leave and they don't say anything, they just leave. They're just not there anymore. Just like Pepper's Thai, he used to be there all the time, but it's a lot with the restaurant and then coming out on the street and, you know.
It's a lot of work.
It is.
I've done it. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, there's no Asian food at all, which I found odd too. There's no Asian food at all. I
I was
found
just
it
gonna, I
odd.
was just saying that.
No Asian, no Italian.
But there's no Asian.
Nothing
Well, we
French.
do have vendors that will come before you and get approved, like we had Phila Asian, they came before you, they got approved, but they never started.
Okay.
So, and it happens more than you would think, that
Oh,
they
we're gonna
go
eat.
through all this and
Oh
then
my
they don't
gosh,
come.
look at this stuff
They don't
coming.
start.
Tom is gonna have.
I have one as she's setting up. I have
We mean we
one
both did.
staff report that I'd like to
Okay.
just review so
You
that
did, and then
when
you
they're
did.
done, you can adjourn.
Great.
I did. No,
So
but
Faith
yeah,
and I
yeah,
have
right.
been monitoring one of our merchants downtown, merchant category downtown, Doris Lee. I think that's how you pronounce. And they came before the board to do magic shows and sell like magic items.
Are these the Asian?
Yes.
The guy that was all dressed up?
Yes,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And they have they had a little presentation for it.
Right.
Over the last few weeks, Faith has reported multiple times of them selling like hair barrettes, just a lot of tchotchke type of thing, because she thinks people are just, and random people in the booth who aren't people who presented before you and or people who have been in the store. I went to the store yesterday, right? Yesterday, just to kind of see what it is that they have in it. And they do have a wide variety of things, but a lot of the things that they have out on the street are not things that I could see in their storefront. I'm not sure, I cannot remember us having this issue before, that we couldn't just immediately address
They're downtown
staff-wise.
vendors, right?
Correct,
Merchants, rather.
merchants.
Where's their store?
It's near us. It's right, Henry Frank Arcade.
Yeah,
It's the front.
yeah.
It's the front one.
So they're bringing out more things that they told us about.
Right, and things that I do not see in their storefront.
Were you able to go into the store?
Yes, I could see the store. Well, no, actually, it was just outside.
It's closed. I don't know
Yeah.
that they're ever open.
Yeah, yesterday was little afternoon, and I could, I mean, it's all windows, the whole storefront
Yeah.
is windows, so I couldn't, none of the things that Faith reported were visible in their
Yeah.
storefront. Right, and then none of the stuff that's on this list were even in their
Have you talked to
storefront.
them yet?
No, no, no. So we're bringing it to the board because we've had two major issues. It's for us a very clear violation of having items out on the street that are not available in their storefront. And second, we've had issues with how loud their magic show is, and the magic show doesn't take place in their storefront. They don't do magic shows in their storefront. So technically, we think they should be considered entertainment. So we can't actually place them in just a regular vendor spot because what's happening is their music or their sound is so loud, a crowd gathers, and now their neighboring vendors are complaining that people can't get through, they can't have a conversation with their guests because their sound's so loud. So,
My recollection, and while I was not on the board, I was in the room when they did their presentation, that this was based mostly on culture. So the violating the list of items for sale means, in my opinion, they need to come back, and the sound just adds to that.
Right.
Because they're intruding on their neighbors.
right.
So, and we're talking about two, they should have two booths. One is a downtown vendor,
Right,
one is an
right.
entertainment vendor.
Because
Yeah.
one is entertainment, and the other one is a downtown merchant.
Isn't it
So give them a
magic
choice.
Entertaining out of their
What's
booths.
that?
So
Is it a
why
magic
don't we
store?
give them
No,
a
no,
choice?
it's
Either or.
The guy's girlfriend does
Or both.
painting, and they've got some clothing items there, and
They had
not much.
pillows, they had scarves, they
Yeah.
had, I mean, there was a wide variety of stuff that was
When are
just.
they open?
you know what? I walk by, and every time I've walked by in the past 2 months, they've never been open. Yeah.
Could be a storage house.
I mean, it didn't, nothing looked like greatly displayed in any way, so I'm not sure.
I think they should just come back. They
Yeah.
should have
Yeah.
to come back and show us everything that they have,
Yeah.
that they're trying to sell at the fair.
Well, and they have to make a decision. They have to either have two booths, one for, well, not a booth, but as an entertainer.
We
and
put them on
then-
the schedule.
And only downtown merchant with whatever they sell in their store that we know and they show us.
Yeah.
So we need to let them have the choice.
Okay, so we will have them come back to you, and
Okay.
we'll have the board make that recommendation of, we need to see everything that's, we will communicate effectively. Everything that you plan on selling needs to be presented to the board, one, and needs to be available in your storefront.
It needs to be approved by the.
Yeah, and then two, we have to talk about separating the booths to have an entertainment booth and then a downtown merchant booth. Does that
Would
work?
it be beneficial for you to mention those two things and let them make a decision instead
could
of
be one
having
or
them
the
come
other.
back?
Yes, but if they're gonna sell any items aside
Right.
from their magic,
merchandise.
Oh, okay.
then they're not gonna be a merchant at all. Well, actually, no, they still need to come back, because you need
Okay.
to vote on them as entertainment, not as a downtown
Okay.
merchant.
But
Do
they
they
need to
sell
make the
that stuff in the
decision.
Correct.
Yeah.
Do they sell that stuff in their store?
I didn't see
the
any of that
magic
stuff in the
knots
store.
even? No.
I didn't see any of it.
Then that's the reason.
I'll check again this Thursday, but I didn't see any of it.
Okay,
Well,
so
it
we'll.
doesn't sound like they're even open much.
Okay,
Oh,
I think we can go back to our number one.
Are you ready?
Are you ready? We've been waiting for you.
We are ready for you.
This is Heather Lewis, right? Hi, Heather.
If you want to come over and use the microphone?
Take the microphone off the, there you go.
It's a little tall,
Now,
yeah.
just take.
No, you
just
can
take
use the
it off.
clip.
Just pull it off.
Just pull it
There
off,
you go.
yeah. And hold it close to your mouth. That's
Hello?
it. And this must be the
That's
husband.
dangerous.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Hi.
this is Chef Luke. Would you like to get the banner over here? And of course, this has just not been our day, but we're here, so that's what matters. And thank you for having us. This is my husband, Luke, Chef Luke. I'm sorry, and he is the chef. He's a classically trained chef. He graduated Le Cordon Bleu, and it was in 2006. I am the baker, so the chef met the baker, and the rest is history. 4 kids later, and we decided to open a catering business just a few months ago. If I put this down, I'm allowed.
Just as long as you can talk into it.
Talk
You have
into
to,
it.
Okay.
it's being recorded.
Okay,
And it only can hear
okay,
you with
sure.
the microphone.
Yeah, we can hear
I
you,
see.
but,
Oh, it's too tall.
No.
Can you lower it?
but you can't walk around. That's why we told you to, yeah.
Okay.
Whatever's easy for you.
Got it?
Yeah.
That's gonna.
Okay, why don't you tell us about yourself? I see you're from Banning.
Yes, we're from Banning.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Thank you. I've lived in Banning for 30 years. Luke has lived in Banning how about
37 years.
37 years, and we love the area. We are very close to Palm Springs, so it's really only a 25-minute drive for us. So it's a destination that we are very fond of, and for us just to be here in front of you is a major milestone for us. So thank you. Very exciting. We love the desert and Palm Springs in particular. So a little background about myself. I am a self-taught baker, and I used to do wedding cakes, a lot of wedding cakes, and pies are my specialty. I do blueberry, pecan, anything and everything, because it's easy as pie. But for the food vendor booth, unfortunately, we grabbed the wrong banner. But I will show you what I can of the look of the booth. It's called Put It on a Stick. So the concept...
We have the pictures.
Okay, great, perfect. The concept of the food booth is foods traditionally on a stick and foods that are not traditionally on a stick. So we're trying to be a little innovative and unique, something a little different. We consider ourselves like California fresh, and it's like, kind of think of it as fair food, but a little higher end, maybe not fried, not heavy. Everything is grilled, so nothing goes to the fryer. Everything goes from the cooler to the grill to the customer, except a couple items that are just fresh, or dessert items. But most of the items are just grilled, nothing fried. We also like the idea of the skewer versus the traditional plate, which can be cumbersome and kind of awkward when you're walking around market night and your hands are full, or VillageFest, excuse me. Your hands are full, so it's kind of clumsy, whereas a stick kind of frees you up a little bit. And it's also fun because everybody likes something, food on a stick, I think. I would like to read, if I can, my letter of intent, just to give you a little background.
Oh, it's in your folder.
It's okay, just
Yeah, we've already-
get to your food. We already
Okay, get to the food.
We're running behind.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, running behind.
It's in the throat. It's dry. So the good thing is it can be an appetizer or a full dinner. And if you like fish and he doesn't, we also have something for he doesn't.
Talk louder.
We have fish, chicken, we have vegetarian, we have strawberry dipped chocolate and marshmallows. So it's something you can share and have fun. And it's also, hey, where'd you get that? So it's something that you could just, pick and go, or you can just eat your whole dinner there if you like, but it's made to share and as an appetizer.
Okay.
So all our skewers are heavy duty, smooth bamboo skewers. So there's no worry of like the skewers splintering, hurting anybody. And they are very heavy duty, so nothing is going to break off. I can't speak for small children. I know mine would cause a ruckus. But this is, I'm a vegetarian. I have been a vegetarian for 25 years, and I heard you guys talk about that, the options. We also have shrimp and fish on the menu as well. This is our assorted veggies skewer.
Here's veggies.
Mm-hmm.
So we like to.
So I'm confused. Does it come like that, or does it come like this?
This is just your sample.
Comes on a stick.
Yeah, but
Everything's
it will
skewered.
come-
You serve it. You serve it looking like that.
It will serve it just like
Is there a
this.
plate, anything under it, a cup, anything for drippings?
We have thought of, we can use like either a small boat or a small, one of these here.
Okay.
Something along the lines of, that just pokes right through.
That makes sense.
For
yeah.
the dishes that we have a sauce and drizzle for, to catch that, we can definitely use the plate. And that's it. It's just, but it's not gonna, you don't have to hold it. It's just gonna be on the stick.
They all have sauce, so like the chicken bacon has ranch.
We'll get there.
The fish.
So this is, if you want to pass these around, this is the veggies. We know people are very visual and they eat with their eyes. So we want to make everything taste really great.
Yeah.
These the same things, right?
No, these are two different items.
All right,
I'll
let's
tell
go
you.
ahead and get,
These are chocolate covered strawberries.
okay?
And on this, the skewer, let me find the picture. This is just the sample size. There will be 3 large strawberries. Like this. Of course, yeah. I'm gonna pass them. And the look, I was inspired by kind of a pop art, and it makes me think of Palm Springs. The colorful sprinkles with on the white drizzle. It just reminded me of pop art. And these are peanut butter. I hope they're still frozen. Peanut butter and chocolate covered frozen bananas, which is really nice when it's hot outside.
I'll take that tray.
There is one other dessert option we have. I don't have samples here today, or even a picture, unfortunately. But I also do 3 jumbo marshmallows that are rolled in rolled in a caramel sauce that I make, and then we roll in chocolate and sprinkle a little fleur de lis salt on top.
This the banana?
Nope.
Oh, yes, this is
The vegetable and
Oh, yes, and this is a picture of the, like this way, the full banana.
I'm assuming, there he is, okay.
This is unique. This is different. This is great.
I know.
We also thought of, we like to think of something unexpected on a stick, like fish and chips, with a habanero tartar drizzle.
Yeah, I was surprised we had
The potatoes here are purple potatoes for color. We do cod and lemon with a habanero tartar drizzle.
That's good.
You're right, it's very visual.
Definitely, right. That's kind of so we are basing our put on a stick menu kind of around what we do for our catering. Is people ask what we specialize in. Luke's specialty is surf and turfs. So we kind of want it to go with the theme of our catering. So while we are at our food booth, we can also be promoting our catering business as well. This is shrimp and pineapple on a stick.
Oh, look at that.
With a sweet and spicy sauce. We'll drizzle. So here's a picture.
Yeah.
And pineapple.
It's always the worst when it gets
When you
stuck
grill
right
pineapple, it caramelizes and it's just delicious.
This was worth waiting for.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you think so. You know, we've only been
just in time.
we've had our doors open for only a few months, but we've been lucky enough to cater for Amazon executives already at the Marina Valley Distribution Center. Their executives working directly under Jeff Bezos.
Keep that one.
So that was very
They're passing
exciting for
them
us.
around.
And Luke's one of his first one of his first jobs coming out of culinary school. He worked for DreamWorks Studios as well as opening the Purple Palms restaurant here in Palm Springs at the Colony Palms Hotel. This is our chicken. Sorry, this way. On our catering menu, we do a chicken bacon ranch slider. So on the skewer, we decided to take away the buns, and it's chicken and bacon on a stick with a ranch drizzle.
Oh, that looks so good.
I want to tell you.
That's Tom's. That's Tom's.
And these are also sort of falling in line with the people who are on a keto diet, low carb option. So that's kind of
Low
nice.
carb. Did you say low carb? I like that.
Low carb, yeah.
Low carb. I know.
No carb.
The good ones, it's the good carbs.
It's a good carb.
Yes.
Definitely speaks to a tribe here. One of the many tribes, the Keto tribe.
And this is our steak, potato, mushroom, and it looks so much better in right off the grill than the picture doesn't do it justice. But it's steak, potato, mushroom on a stick with a balsamic reduction drizzle.
No more, Dan.
And
Everybody
excuse
stop.
my voice, the
I think it's
allergies.
the ladies.
Down here. Here.
Steak, potato, mushroom.
Pass it down to the girls there.
And I unfortunately somehow did not bring a photo of one of my favorite items, which is a wedge salad on a stick.
That I gotta see.
With a blue cheese drizzle.
That I gotta see.
So the kebabs are prepared and raw, right? And you bring them with you, refrigerate it, and then you'll be grilling them
Yes.
for the ones that need to be grilled.
Right.
And the dessert ones will already be done, right? Okay.
They'll be already done. The salad, the wedge salad would already be done. The other items would just be held in a cooler, separated by, chicken and fish, shrimp, etc. And Luke would just pull them out of the cooler onto the grill. He would hand them off to me, and I would do the drizzle and maybe some fresh parsley. We like to do chopped green onion, and I will hand it off to the customer. So I'm in charge of plating and handing it off to the customer. We'll also have a cashier and one other person helping us as well. So I think we'd have about 4 people, but we're hoping we can work with you guys if you guys would have us and the fire department, because we have a grill. So we have to kind of figure how to get the logistics of the 10 by 10 easy up with the 6-foot Crown Verity grill.
So you've referred to a few drizzles, and I see 3 bottles on the table, but they are not included in anything that you're sampling, or?
Did you didn't do?
Tartar sauce, it's optional. I do have it. And we have.
Oh, yeah, give them the drizzles.
Yeah, we're not afraid of heat in
You
this
need,
room.
yeah. I don't know why he didn't give you the drizzle. I'm sorry. Poor guy, he's frazzled. He's trying to get here. We have a Chevy 1-ton catering van, and the power steering is going out on us today. So. I apologize for the say. This is for the shrimp. They don't have shrimp.
Nope.
The shrimp
No,
bar.
no.
Fish. This is the tartar.
Does anybody have any questions?
And then for the
I will
steak
get you the
potato,
sauce.
this is a balsamic reduction drizzle. It's good for the veggies too.
I bet.
I love balsamic on my veggies.
What's not to love?
Right.
Tartar sauce.
There you go. Okay, anybody have any questions? When can you start?
We would start this Thursday if you'll let us.
Well, this actually,
To discuss?
I move we accept this vendor.
Yep.
I second. Any discussion? It's delicious.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot to me, and that means that's amazing. That's awfully amazing. Thank you. Thank you.
Before you came, we were talking about this.
Thank you.
Something very different.
Yep.
Don't cry.
I'm sorry. We have 4 kids, and this has been. We put our all our effort into this. It's
You're going to do very well on the street. There's nothing like this out there.
yeah.
That's what we wanted to do. We wanted to do something different.
Yep. All
He's
right.
out of the room, tell him he's on the street.
Well, we'll see you on the street. Yeah.
I'm out.
I did tell him, I said, one thing on a stick doesn't need is Chef Luke. Just kidding.
The good thing is,
We love
we
Chef
live in
Luke.
Southern
That's why it's
California.
called Chef Luke. He's the
It's
best.
like Key Largo, Florida, where I worked before. It's the best ingredients you can possibly imagine. So keep them fresh. Everybody wants to stay outside the box. I'm gonna bring them back to the box.
Great.
It's olive oil and salt, pepper is what you use.
You have quite a resume, don't you?
I do.
I read it on your, very impressive. Did everybody read it?
Yep.
I was taught to work hard, keep your head down.
Well, it shows, it shows. Okay, so we have put you on the street.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So we can start this week?
Yes.
I don't know, you talk to the girls here.
Okay.
Just email me.
Talk to them.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anytime you need a caterer or a personal chef, we'll go. I'll
Okay.
send Luke right to your home.
You'll do it all.
Nice.
And he'll just, you'll be happy.
Okay, I can see that.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And I'll leave all this here for you guys.
Wow.
Thank you.
Well, Dan,
I would have liked a video of that.
We're basically done everything now? All right, I need a motion for adjournment.
I move we adjourn.
I second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay.